Hello, and a very warm welcome to this, our very first edition of Nightshift, which is our live show broadcasting to you every weekday evening from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock here on the magical island of Corfu from our studios in Agis Mateus. And I'm very lucky to be joined as co-hoster with Wayne. Hello, Wayne.
Hello, Adrian. How are you?
I'm very well. A little bit excited, but a little bit nervous as well. Because
What with your co-host, Wayne? What with me?
And of course, more than our co-host, our director, who's made it all the more possible, Mr. Thomas Haas, who will be joining us from the hot seat in the control room.
You started off so well, my man. Okay.
Anyway, it's a new format, so please forgive us if we make the odd stumble and we really are shooting in the dark here. But the whole idea, the whole concept is a night shift, a chance for us to tell you and inform you about what's happening of events and things in this lovely island of Corfu, but most especially to get you, our lovely viewers and audience, to contact us with your stories, photographs. You can send them in, and any questions that you'd like to get answered. For instance, if you're thinking of having a holiday here for next year, you might have some very important questions that you would like to answer. We may be able to get them answered for you. If you're a good Corfu soul living in America or Australia, for instance, we'd love to hear from you too. Anything that you want to feature in the program, don't hesitate to get back to us.
Absolutely, but you said it all basically, haven't you? It's just gone out. It's said it all. Yeah. I was going to say about the Greek expats and everything, but no, Adrian.
Well, I didn't want to leave them out. I was, very conscious about leaving them out. We can't do that because we're all about uniting people. And it is a new format, and it's going to be it's our show maybe, but actually really it's going to be your show, you the viewer.
That's right. We want you to contact us. You can email us, you can like us on Facebook, or you can subscribe to our YouTube page, or you can go to our website even.
Yes, which is www.StudioKerkyra.com.
He does that so nicely,
I know, he's perfect in that. We had a good rehearsal the last couple of hours.
He's got that off by pat now.
Yes, and no, we'd love you to follow us on YouTube and like us on Facebook, and you can watch us sometimes on Facebook because I believe we've put out quite a few things on Facebook Live.
We've put a few things out. I mean, you were at the name day of Agis Mateus the other day.
Ah, yes, that was all last minute unexpected for us. We didn't realise that it was Agis Mateus's name day, and also that coincided with the very first pressing of the extra special, extra virgin olive oil, which is very important here for the island economy. The olive is so important. Someone told me recently that there were actually over 4 million olive trees on this wonderful island.
Yeah, I heard that. That's an extraordinary amount, isn't it?
It is. Amazing.
Yeah.
When you look around, you think 4 million? Where do they all fit?
On the island.
On the island, yes. I've seen a few driving here. But 4 million, that is a large number to get your head round. But anyway.
Oh my God, we have to get this format right,
I get excited about all sorts of things.
You're completely right, but the whole show is about just mixing a little bit. So I get my voice a little bit heard out there. No, what is it about? It's about local news, it's about national news and also international news we want to talk about. So if you guys want to call in, want to write in and moan about it, that's the right time from 10 till 12, Monday to Friday here on Nightshift.
You can come and moan at us.
Yes, thank you very much for reminding us, Thomas, because that was one of the segments we were going to put into the show. We were going to have a section called the Daily Moan, where you could get on your soapbox and moan your little heart out.
And I bet there's a lot of people out there that love to moan.
Yes, like a good old rant.
Yeah.
Well, here's your chance. StudioKerkyra offers you that chance to rant.
We were also going to do local news, weren't we, Thomas?
Yeah, we got local news.
Talk about
if you
local
want to kick it off quickly.
Sorry?
So if you want to kick that off quickly, local news, what we can talk about is the weather we had last week, the floods course, not just here on the island, but all over Greece.
Yeah, the southern part of the island got hit very, very hard.
Very
the
much so.
storms. Lasted about 3 days, isn't it? With little breaks in between, but it was quite extraordinary. Every day there was hard rain and the wind was pretty high as well.
It was
Thunderstorms.
terrible. I'm here now for 5 years, but I have never seen anything like that before.
No.
So that's the first for me to see it that heavy.
Yeah.
Especially in the south, Left Kimi area, when you have a look, it's really bad. So some people got really heavily affected, and sadly enough, someone also lost his life.
Yeah. That was in Left Kimi, was it? Or near Left
That
Kimi?
was I'm not sure about it. I think this was close to town.
Yeah.
A tourist in his car got swept off the road into the sea. Somebody told me he got caught with his leg in the car, couldn't free himself,
Oh, man.
and that was the end of it.
Wow.
So that's a good start for the show, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that just shows you.
I mean, a serious note, but I mean,
Yeah.
we have to talk about these things because you can't just ignore it.
Where I was, which was it wasn't the Saturday just gone. It was the one before that where we had the really big storm here.
Yeah.
I've never seen, as Thomas was just saying, in 5 years he hadn't seen that here. I've never seen in my life such an incredible electrical storm. Where I was at the time, there were like 3 storms going on at the same time, south, north and west. The most amazing different arrays of lightning that was quite extraordinary. And at one point there was this like rectangular shape formed and the whole sky obviously lit up. But there was this perfect almost rectangle. And then it sort of went down on the ground and arced. And there was this terrific bang, and some poor blighter got it. And do you know what? I think it actually turned out to be Thomas's local electricity supply that got it, wasn't it, Thomas?
I believe so. I have no clue. It was not far away from us.
Well, your lights went out, didn't
without
they?
electric for quite a while actually. Yeah, but not as bad as some in the south who had no electric for 2 days.
And there was
what I heard.
a bad mudslide, wasn't there, in the south of the island as well?
Really.
Another bad map.
Yeah. But as a whole in Greece, I think 15 people sadly lost their lives in tragic circumstances.
It's been. I mean, it was bad. It really was.
Yeah.
Looking at the news pictures on some of the Greek TV channels, which I won't name, but
I can't remember them, to be honest.
I watching the news footage. It looked horrendous. I mean, the flooding and as you say, landslides and trees falling down as well. Lots of trees.
And the lovely space in front of the Liston was like a river.
Yeah.
Could you imagine it? We were nearby there a week ago filming, weren't
That's
we?
right,
And we were into a takeaway place to have our lunch, and we wouldn't have believed that there would have been 2 feet of water there a week later.
No.
Jelly's bragging again.
When it rains, it rains. In fact, sometimes the droplets are like the size of 50p pieces. Probably the size of a €2 coin.
So, if you're out there and you have any stories about the storms that happened over the last few days or last weekend, then, contact us, let us know. Maybe you've got some pictures that you can show us or something like that.
Yes, we'd love to see any photographs or even video footage. Why not?
Yeah.
I think we have the technology.
Mm-hmm.
Now we got the technology, we have to use it, and of course, if you got anything you want to share with us, if it's news, if it's an event, if it's something to do with charity, what we are very keen of helping out, of course, now just go and email us at nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com.
Or you can follow us on Facebook, or even subscribe to our YouTube page.
Absolutely. Please do.
Yeah. But we'd love to hear from you, especially if you're an expat, maybe living in America or Canada, Australia, perhaps, anywhere like that. Then get in contact with us. Maybe we can give you a shout out to somebody who's expat of Corfu.
We've done this very successfully 2 years ago, didn't we, Aid?
We did. We had this amazing event live from Pentati, this beautiful little fishing pirate village, perhaps from the old days, on the southwest coast of Corfu. And Thomas here was able to live stream all the way to Australia, New Zealand and America. And we remember one story. There was a Greek gentleman living in America. He hadn't been to Pentati for over 30 years. He saw the village, saw the concert that Thomas was live streaming, and it brought tears to his eyes. Now, you know, it must be wonderful to see your home from 30 years ago. So there might be people here, friends that you'd like to get in contact with, stories you'd like to share. We'd love to hear them. Here we are. We're your conduit, if you like. So please get in touch with us.
Yeah, especially these stories what has to relate to the island, of all international. We would like to know. Personally would like to know now what Corfriots living abroad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
I mean, it'd be just nice for them to contact us and tell us a story, maybe about, you know, how they remember Corfu. Maybe they had a storm years ago that they remember, perhaps.
Yeah, and going away from the storm now quickly, let's go on to something. Really, I like to talk about that now, and this is the first discussion I will just start off, and that's the tourism.
Well, that's a
conference
good subject.
we had last weekend, 18th and 19th of November.
Yes.
So,
I have seen the odd tourist around, you know, even in these parts of November. But
yeah,
actually,
but I always hear about this tourism conference they are having annually here on Corfu, but you hear it's happening, but what they actually spoke about, what they decided, or what they want to do about of lifting tourism on Corfu, you never hear anything about it.
no, I was actually unaware until you mentioned it earlier on that there was such a conference, Thomas. And as you say, it's been going on every year, but we don't actually hear what happens, do we?
No, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm new to the island, so you know you have the bit of a jump on me on that one, I'm afraid.
I've been here 2 years. Thomas has been here 5 years, so yes, okay, we have. But maybe if you were part of that conference, or you had a friend who went there, maybe you could sort of get in touch with us and perhaps share some of your ideas or your blue sky thinking.
Yeah, I would love to know what they speak about, what they decided, what they say, okay, we can improve, we can enhance. I have no idea. I hear about so many great ideas people come up with. I heard a couple of years ago somebody said, oh, we have to rebrand the island. Oh, okay, what do you want to rebrand the island?
How do you want to rebrand it? I mean, what would you like to rebrand it as?
It's not a bottle of sauce, is it, or a detergent?
Not really, no.
No, it's a living, thriving, beautiful entity. In fact, you'd be hard-pushed to find a more beautiful island than this one. That's my opinion.
That's true. That's very true.
I know I'm a little bit biased.
But, I mean, how would you rebrand an island anyway? How would you rebrand something like that? You can't.
No.
It's not an easy task. Of course, it's not an easy task. But I think the island has a good name. The island has a lot of history. Look at famous people who visited the island, still visiting. Look at things happen on the island. It's. I mean, you have to take what you have and promote that in a proper way.
Absolutely.
And I have the feeling all the assets Corfu has never been promoted in a proper way. Everybody speaks about it. Everybody throws his 2 cents into it with the comment, but effectively, I have not seen anybody doing anything.
No.
So it's a little bit on the sad side. But on the other side, how much promotion does this island need?
That's
if you
a good
look,
question.
how many people surf on the internet just to find out about this island and more and interested. All these groups existing on this island. I mean, when?
Yeah. Well, you're talking about Corfu Grapevine, for instance.
Exactly. So if you want to join up, go in Corfu Grapevine. This is the local.
Well, I was just thinking that actually, to be honest, the island doesn't need that much promotion anyway, because I think most people that come here fall in love with it, and then
Absolutely.
through word of mouth they actually promote the island. and tell all their friends and colleagues and neighbours and everybody. Oh, I went to Corfu. It was an amazing place.
That's exactly right, Wayne. That's my experience. And people seem to never forget it. I've known quite a few people who came here in their childhoods. 20, 30 years later, they're still talking about it and always wanting to come back. I think it leaves a certain bit in their hearts.
Yeah. So as Thomas was saying, what does the Corfu Tourism Conference actually... What do they actually talk about?
I don't know. I'd love to know.
What do they achieve?
I have a fabulous, brilliant conference every year. Spend a lot of money. Have people there who make themselves important and talk about tourism they're very successful. But if you look at the bigger picture, not just on the island here, looks generally in Greece, they're failing on every front.
Yeah.
But still, let's meet every year once and let's talk about it. Let's have some ideas. And after this conference, it seems nobody takes any of the ideas they had serious.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Or if they're serious ideas from people who are not so well known or don't have degrees, you know what I mean? They get ignored.
Right.
But often these are the people who are the doers. So somehow the whole hierarchy of the whole thing is wrong.
Yeah.
Are they obliged to file a report at the end of this conference? Is there something online that's published?
I don't know, Adrian, to be honest.
No idea.
But I mean, there must be something that comes out of it. Surely there must be some decisions made or whatever. Maybe it's how many umbrellas you can have up outside your taverna. I don't know. I don't know.
Umbrellas.
Well,
there may be.
Just as a point.
There's an awful lot of sun lounges around, aren't there?
There are a lot of sun lounges.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of beautiful beaches around this island.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of sun lounges needed.
Corfu.
Yeah. Fantastic, in fact.
Yeah.
So that's for the first thing. So did we moan a little bit? What is all right? Everybody feels a little bit happier now.
Now I've had a moan. Oh, feel much better. Much better now. Oh, got that moan out.
So
anything in particular you'd like to moan about, Adrian?
Not here, no. We'd be here all night. No, not actually. I don't have much to moan about on the lovely island of Corfu.
Good.
No. I'm fine, thank you very much. It's just been very exciting to be part of a new venture.
Yes. I mean, you've been here for 2 years, you say?
Full time. I've known of the island since 2006 when I first arrived here. My first port of call, as it were, was Benitez.
Yeah.
It's the first place I saw when I opened my eyes early in the morning, having arrived here something like 3 o'clock in the morning. And ever since that first time, I was here for 2 weeks. I actually came for a theatrical party, would you believe? That was only one night. But the place so intoxicated me, so enthralled me, I just can't put it into words. It was so amazing that ever since that first time, I have come back and back and back again. You know how it is, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, if you're lucky enough, in the year. And then 2 years ago, I took the plunge to come here like full time, and I've been here 2 years solid since. I have no regrets, and I should share something else with you actually. I'm getting on a bit now in years.
Really?
Well, yes, really.
Really?
Yes, I am. I'm afraid so. I'm
no
spring chicken.
I put the light a little bit softer.
Did you put enough Vaseline around the lens?
Past my prime. Yes, I think you need more than Vaseline. Good Lord. Rose-tinted lens. A rose-tinted lens was very handy. Yes, absolutely. But what I'm really trying to say is that in all those numbers of years I've lived on this wonderful planet, I've never truly, and I really mean this, I'm not joking here, I've never been genuinely so consistently happy, I shouldn't say this, I'm touching wood, every single day. I mean, of course I have loads of problems, I suffer from depression, and I've had loads of terrible things that go wrong to me, as you probably do as well at home. But seriously, folks, there's something here on this island, I don't know what it is, but it's definitely special, that allows me to say truly to you all, it's so great here. I'm so truly happy to be living and part of this island. And I'll tell you something else as well. I've lived all around the United Kingdom in lots of different places, and the country is beautiful. It's fabulous countryside, fabulous people. But I've never experienced, until I came here, particularly Agios Mateus, St Matthews, if you like, here in South Corfu, I've never experienced for myself the trueness and the wonder of a community. This village has, and I'm sure it's right across the island of Corfu, replicated everywhere, but it really has got this wonderful, strong sense of community. I mentioned earlier on about the choir sitting down and spontaneously bursting into song, but actually it's much more and goes much deeper than that, because everywhere you go, people have time, they stop, they talk, they communicate, and I'm at a loss where I've lived in the past that I wasn't able to do that. But here, for some extraordinary reason, I am, and I guess that contributes to my overall happiness and well-being. So, viva Corfu! That's what I say.
Indeed, viva Corfu. Very good, Adrian, yeah. I mean...
Yeah, not at all passionate
I've never
about this
seen him
island,
so happy, so...
No, but he's completely right. I'm here for the same reason, you know, my wife and me here for the same reason. You just fall in love with this island. You think at first, okay, it's like every other Greek island. What are beautiful, yeah? I mean, visited a few of them, and one is more beautiful than the other. But until you have visited Corfu, wow, it's a different world.
It has a different feel to it, doesn't it? It really does. I mean,
completely.
I've only been here for 4 or 5 months, and I get the strong feeling of community as well within the island, and especially in this village, actually. Yeah.
Yes, very much so here. Very much so. And also, I'm a sort of person who has lots of problems, you know, wheels fall off cars, I break down, all sorts of technical things that go wrong on a daily basis. And in England, to get any of those fixed, it was always difficult for me, probably because I lived out in the sticks. But when I've had wheels fall off the car here and punctures there and all sorts of other hurdles to overcome, within a matter of minutes, or probably no more than 10 minutes, some very jolly, friendly Greek person, and indeed Albanian as well, has come along to help me. And that didn't happen before. No. So I feel that I can kind of survive happily here. Yeah. And I'm actually starting to live a life, whereas I didn't live before. I kind of existed. Here I'm starting to live. Wayne's just told you that he hasn't seen me this happy for a long time. I've known Wayne since about 1996, and he's absolutely dead right there. He hasn't seen me because mostly I'm a bit of a miserable, morose person.
I didn't say anything.
No, but I could have been. But I could have been. But something has happened here in Corfu because I've gone back to how I feel inside to when I was, dare I say, 25. I was inside.
That was a long time ago.
I know. I don't mean looks or physicality. Obviously, I'm older and all the rest of it. But I mean, my sense of myself has come back where it had been lost in all those intervening years. Apart from the few years when I was working with Wayne in the end of the 90s, when we were lucky enough to do lots of plays and other theatrical extravaganzas that we did. Well, that's a slight exaggeration. But anyway, theatrical outings. Theatrical outings, I think, is more
extravaganza is a bit of a strong word.
It is rather. Very strong at this time of night, yes. No, we scrubbed that out. Sorry. But no, seriously, there is something about Corfu that's allowed me to be happy and to be sitting here and talking to you now in the manner that I am, because I don't think that would have been possible a few years back. And it's also very possible and thankful to Mr. Thomas House, who has really helped in all ways in doing that and has allowed his technical brilliance to bring us all the ability here we are, broadcasting in theory round the world, and we can share your stories, you the viewer, you the listener. Come and get involved with us, because through Thomas's wonderful equipment and his brilliance of brain to work it, we can communicate with the world, with you. Isn't that fantastic?
That is fantastic.
Yeah, but you know there's no pay rise in it, what you just saying.
No, I know.
You picked up there. I was pitching for a pay rise. Well done, Thomas. Well done.
Oh, listen.
Well, don't want to miss a trick, do I?
But you're a bit of a technical wizard, aren't you?
Yeah, you are, Thomas. Here, we say that.
You're a bit of a technical wizard.
Yeah, it's nice. I love that. You know, it's what we built here, I mean, I didn't build that all on my own. I had people helping me, of course. No, if you guys helping me, I had my wife Claire helping me. I had Tim Ware from Bentati helping me. So of course there were a few people involved now.
Yeah.
To build that, yeah, technical side, yes, somebody has to do that. No, so it's.
But also
not
you
a
need
choice,
somebody
but
in front of the camera as well.
Exactly. So that's all what's about, and I think they should bring us on to plug a little bit StudioKerkyra. What we're doing is Nightshift.
Yeah.
For Nightshift, we want to get other people involved in so many different projects we have in planning, and others maybe have ideas.
Yeah, absolutely. We'd like to hear from you. So, you know, don't hesitate to contact us at nightshift@studiokerkyra.com. That's our email. Or you can like us on Facebook.
Follow us on Twitter and watch us on YouTube. And if you do, please subscribe to us.
That would be very nice if you could. Just press that button.
Yeah, that's the only thing you guys rehearsed. Okay, now brilliant. I think.
Rehearsed? That was off the cuff.
That was off the cuff. What, have you written it on the cuff too, or what?
We can't read anything on this cuff.
Oh my God. But that's what it is. Nightshift wants to get a little bit deeper into the island. So if people out there who are planning to come on holiday or planning to move here, so maybe we can answer some questions. There's a lot of expats on the island who live here for quite a while and are very helpful. And this is the grapevine Wayne mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
When you go on and look at Corfu grapevine, join this group, have a look what people post, get a little bit of feeling for the island, and if you have any questions, you can ask in there. People are very friendly, and they will give you an answer near to immediately.
Yeah, there's a lot of information that they give out on that particular site, actually.
Yeah, it's got all the updates. I mean, I know, so, you know what just happened, Wayne?
No.
Did you not realize what just happened?
What just happened?
8 went all quiet.
I'm listening intensely to you guys' conversation. I didn't want to spoil it.
Oh my word!
No, it's the only reason why because we're talking about Facebook.
Was he out the room? I thought maybe he'd gone out the room or something.
No, I'm here.
No, it's every time we're talking about Facebook.
Oh yeah,
it's
no,
quiet.
that's right. Yeah, that's
he
fair
loves
enough.
it.
You're not a fan, are you, Adrian?
So, yeah, now we had to ban him. He was on all the time. We said,
all the time.
Can't do that anymore.
He was just poking people, throwing sheep at them. And
Throwing sheep? I've never thrown a sheep in my life. What? Is this some sort of parallel universe?
It's a very old Facebook thing that you used to do. You used to throw sheep at people.
Really?
Very long time ago.
I don't know.
When it first started.
Really? Why?
Well,
why
Adrian, you're not a friend of Facebook, no?
No.
No,
But I happened to be on it the other night when we were doing the live broadcast, which
You
was
were?
very exciting to do,
Yeah.
by the way. Mm-hmm.
So this we'll pick this one day for another topic we can talk about, and let's get to the bottom of it. Why you really, really don't like Facebook?
Yeah, and that's another day, I think.
I
'cause
mean,
that's,
it's
I think that's
not
quite
you-
a long story. That's going to be quite a long one.
It's all right. We still got an hour and a half.
All right.
No, it's not you don't like it. You just don't agree with some kind of social media.
But to be honest, I don't do any social media. It's not kind of my bag. You
Actually,
know.
that's true.
It's not. I've got a particular thing against one firm as against another. It's just that I don't do any of it. I do have one account, but I have to say I don't use it. It's there if I needed it, but frankly, I'm very busy. People phoning me anyway in the normal, old-fashioned style of communication.
Pigeon?
Pigeon. Well, no, I haven't had any pigeons dropping by. No, but I have a few phone calls or emails and stuff like that. Text messages. I do,
Via pigeon.
first thing. No.
No, you're not a technophobe, for sure.
No, I'm not a technophobe.
No, he's
no,
not.
no. I just social media. A little bit. I'm not very keen on gossip, you see. And also, I was aware that several people I knew in England had a lot of adverse effects because of people's misbehaviour on social media. Now, that's not the social media company's fault as such, of course, but I just feel that it's not really for me,
Oh, fair enough. It's not for everybody, to be honest. There's quite a few people that don't use social media at all.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Yep. I've heard some very famous person have very strong views as to why he doesn't have a Facebook account or something else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to replicate or repeat his views. They're his views. But, yeah, as you say, not everybody feels the need to have a social media account, although I am aware that 2.07 billion monthly active users, minus Facebook's 10% for duplicates, is a staggering amount of the world's population, of course. But unfortunately for them, I'm not one of them. But listen, guys, if you really want to talk to me, if you really want to air your dirty washing in my public living room, if you like, contact me at the inbox here at the Nightshift at StudioKerkyra. .com.
Well rehearsed. Well done.
Well, actually, we only knew what the email address was for the Night Shift just recently, so I don't actually know.
There's Nightshift at StudioKerkyra.com, guys, and we got our first question in.
Great. Oh, great. We'd love to hear it.
Corfu. Okay. Thinking of moving here because I loved the island, only visited once, but couldn't see everything. What part is the most beautiful on this island now? North or south?
Oh, that's a very difficult question.
Yeah.
I think the answer is both exactly the same because it's different. My memory.
Hold on a minute. Did he just say both are exactly the same?
Well, I kind of did.
But
I kind of know what I mean. No,
isn't that an oxymoron?
Yeah. Oh, well, what I'm trying to say is.
I'm sorry, wasn't
There's
it?
something for everyone here, and I think the natural geology, maybe flora, is a little bit different more up in the north of the island than it is in the south. For instance, if you're very much into mountains and are very in-your-face mountains, the bit where I used to know, which is between Corfu town and Nisaki Beach, Barbati, there's a fantastic mountainous area there, absolutely beautiful. Mm-hmm. If, on the other hand, you like marshland, you would be more inclined to perhaps visit us down here in Halicunas, which is a bit marshy. In fact, we learnt the other day that years and years and years ago, the whole of Halicunas area was under seawater. Which is actually quite extraordinary when you think about it. But really, it's horses for courses. It depends on what type of beauty catches your eye of a natural sense. All of Corfu, to me, is beautiful. It's full of stunning flora and fauna everywhere you go. And it's not just about beaches. It's about olive groves. It's about mountains. It's about lakes. It's about so much. Just come back and enjoy the island. And I'm absolutely guarantee, caller, thank you for your question, that you would not be disappointed. We will find you somewhere on this island that you will be staggered when you see it and you'll go, wow! That's the challenge. So come and take us up.
I go, wow, quite a lot.
Do you?
I do. I must admit, no, some of the scenery I've seen, I still look at it, and I've seen it maybe, 10, 20 times, and I still go, wow.
It is a wow place, isn't it?
It is. It really is. I mean, some of the sunsets that we've seen here are amazing.
The best.
Yeah.
I saw one 2 years ago, I think it was, on Halicunas Beach, and I have to tell you, it was the best sunset I've ever seen in my life. I mean, apart from the fantastic spectrum array of light that nestled on the water as the sun was setting, what really set it apart as a sunset, because I mean all sunsets are beautiful and gorgeous, of course, but the piece de resistance on this particular sunset that I'm talking about 2 years ago was the very last showing of the sun, just as it was falling down below the horizon. It appeared, I mean obviously it was an optical illusion, but it appeared, the very last bit was in the shape of a tear. Wow. That just totally blew me away, I have to say.
Yeah.
And I'm still thinking about that now. Well, hence I've just mentioned it, because it hasn't left the old bonds.
No. And it is an old bonds, isn't it?
Well, yes. Thank you for reminding me, Wayne. Yes, of course.
Sorry.
But
no, you're right.
It
is an old bond. I did, yes, I did.
But, I mean, even seeing things multiple times, you still are blown away by the beauty of the place. I mean, some of the bays and down. I have to say, I've mostly seen the south rather than the north. So I would be more biased towards the south.
Yes, maybe. But, up north there are some fabulous places. Even in a resort like Sidari, which is a real full-on holiday resort, very popular with Brits and other nationalities, I'm sure. It's a great place. It's got everything, amenities and for the family that you'd want. But even there's something amazingly beautiful. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it's this fabulous sand rock that's just outside. It's on all the photographs of postcards.
I'm sure somebody will tell you.
Oh, it's just beautiful to look at. Really is. Quite idyllic.
Yeah. So,
but to make a little bit of a difference now from why you said Sidari, we rode up there when we've been up to Aurelius.
Yeah, yes.
It was quite nice. The
that
drive
scenery
to
up
Aurelius
there
was beautiful.
as you go across that mountain is just, what a
beautiful,
panoramic view. Yeah.
And if you want a difference, okay, in my opinion now there's a little bit of a difference. If I want more mass tourism, more the amenities, what others, let me say Mallorca or Canary Islands, then you should go to the north.
All right, okay.
Yeah, but in the north I can go out and in the morning and I can find for sure 3, 4, 5 tavernas where I can have my English breakfast.
That's very true, yeah.
Okay. I have to say that's quite important.
Yeah, but you come down to the south.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get a little bit more of a traditional life, more of the relaxing life, more of the true Greece is what you get in the north. I mean, probably people will have a go at me now saying that, but that's how I think it is.
Yeah.
I experienced it myself. I gone up to the north several times because of my mother. She visited the north of the island for 20 years.
Yes.
Okay, she loves the north. So it really depends what type of person you are on holiday. Now, all exclusive, go up north. Yeah, there is also self-catering opportunity north, but that's where, from my point of view, the mass tourism stays. Everything is, you hear karaoke screaming nearly out of every bar when you go down there. And
some people might like karaoke. I've tried it a few times myself.
You like karaoke? I didn't know that.
No, no.
So we should incorporate something in future here about a night shift.
No! Oh no! You've got to be joking.
You've
got to be joking.
About the musical inlay.
I thought, Thomas, that Wayne was auditioning himself for a karaoke session there for a minute.
Really?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I might do. It'll have to be a duet though.
Well. You're out of luck. No, take it from me, sir. I can't sing for a toffee. No.
So what is this for tomorrow night? We have Adrian Marvell and Wayne Fenton in the musical duet. What are you guys going to sing?
I was thinking Renee and Renato.
That's
Save Your Love.
I wonder who's who. That was quite a big hit back in the day, wasn't it?
It was a big hit, yeah.
Made it number 1, I think, for several weeks.
Didn't it keep Ultravox off
I
number 1?
I think it did. Oh, no, the terrible tragedy. It was Vienna, wasn't it?
It was Vienna,
and it was Shut Up a Your Face by Joe Dolce or someone.
Joe Dolce?
Yes, I've got a terrible confession here. I shouldn't say this.
You bought it, didn't you?
I bought that record. Yeah. I have to say I balanced it out by buying Ultravox a bit later on, of course. And, of course, Vienna.
A bit late, then.
Vienna is a very impressive track. And I'm sure Vienna is a very impressive city, isn't it, Thomas?
Maybe you buying that Joe Dolce record
could have tipped it over the scales.
Could have tipped it over the scales and made... Oh, Midge Orr's going to be mad at you.
He is, isn't he? It's all my fault.
It's all your fault.
Sorry, Midge. Your record's very good, though, by the way.
Could have been you.
Yes. I don't play Shut Up Your Face very often these days. In fact, I think I've
Is it not your favourite record?
No, it was on a 7-inch vinyl, and I think it's currently in a shed somewhere in England. The house I used to live. Right. Down the shed.
In the shed?
In the shed, yes.
I know which shed.
Yes. I used to give it a name, you see. It's a bit naughty. Maybe we're over the watershed. I used to call it Shit Shed. Not because it's a shitty shed, but because there's a load of shit in it. Yes, my shit. Hence Shit Shed. It's an affectionate term. But anyway, in Shit Shed is Joe Dolce's 7-inch vinyl, Shut Up Your Face. I'll take that cue. I'll shut up now. Yes.
Welcome to Nightlife.
Night shift, mate.
Welcome to Night Shift.
Someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it, indeed.
I hope I ticked on YouTube the 18 plus.
I hope you did too. Sorry about that, viewers. Our potty mouthed Mr. Marvel.
Apologies if I offended anybody.
Oh no. Maybe.
Maybe I should have said mayor. That's French,
Mayor?
isn't it?
Merde.
Yeah, mayor.
Merde.
Mayor.
I can tell it
God.
you in Greek too if you want. I don't know what shed is in Greek, but I know what shit is in Greek.
Anyway, how did we get here anyway? I've lost
my
track.
word, we've gone downhill so quickly.
How did we get here? Let's rewind back a bit. So
All
here
right.
we are.
So
In
it's
Corfu.
perfect. Welcome to our first and last ever night shift.
Banned.
That was short and sweet.
That was.
Excuse me.
Oh, we're still on YouTube.
Oh, good.
You never know.
Thank you,
okay.
YouTube.
So what else were we going to talk about?
You wanted to change the subject. It's just got so.
I wanted to change the subject from his shed.
See, this
Oh,
is-
now it's reminding me of Monty Python and Two Sheds Jackson.
Oh, yes, I remember that sketch. They were fantastic, weren't they? We like a bit of Python here in the studio.
You're not Two Sheds, Adrian, are you?
No.
One shed, Adrian.
One shed, one garage.
Well, maybe that counts. Does that not count?
No. What's
Does
the
a garage count as a shed if you put your tools in it? If you put your
If you
woodworking
put the
tools,
wooden door on it, maybe.
you put a wooden door on it.
I have no
Does that
idea.
count as a shed? I don't know.
Bit of a glorified shed.
Anyway,
So this means you will never have a garage, Wayne.
I'll never have a garage.
Got no driving license.
No, got no driving license.
Not yet.
Not
There's still
transport.
time. You're still a young man at heart.
At heart. I'm
Yes.
glad you put at heart in there.
Well, but technically, years-wise, you've still got time.
Oh, well, I'm
opportunities.
younger than you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there you go.
And if I can drive, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, but you've been driving since you were 17 or something.
Yes, I have. Lucky enough to pass my test first time. Can't imagine why, because
How much did it cost you?
Do you know, I honestly don't know.
Was it shilling and...
No,
half?
it wasn't 3 decimals. Steady. It was, new pence.
Did you get it with a horse and cart?
What was the car you
No.
trained on? A Model T?
I did do something terrible, though, I have to say, because...
God, don't tell us.
Well, I don't mind sharing this with you. Actually, it's a good safety tip
Did
for
you break
everybody.
the law?
No. Well, no. 2 things I was going to say. One
be
is
up
on
for
the
that.
actual test. I did committed
You
a faux.
cheated?
No.
Oh,
I committed
no.
a faux pas.
Oh.
A mistake, if you like. When
Okay.
I was asked to do the reverse round corner, which I did, I mounted the pavement. And at that moment, I quite thought it was all over. It was curtains. I was
Yep.
toast. It was finished. The test was gone. I'd
Yep.
lost it all. And from that moment, I just put the test out of my head and just thought, well, this is the last time I'm going to be driving a motor vehicle for a very long time, so I might as well enjoy
Speed.
it.
Oh, speed.
Enjoy the driving of it.
Okay.
You can't really enjoy it because you've got an examiner sitting next to you who's very stern with his clipboard on his lap and he's making notes all the time. It kind
He
of
might
puts
be
you
listening.
off. Well, yes. But anyway, I enjoyed the drive, and to my amazement, and I really am still amazed to this day, I passed first time. So, of course, I was very happy.
Of course.
And my driving instructor was very happy. And we went back to where the parents were, and I was driving, that's right, and he got out of the passenger's side.
You gave him a
I got
fiver.
out of I got out of the driver's side, and thought everything was okay, and we were talking by the side of the road, and then the next minute he says, "Oh, Adrian, the car's going," and I suddenly look and realise the car is shooting off down the road, so I have to
you'd
make
left the handbrake
yes,
off.
I did indeed,
Oh,
yes.
no.
So I had to run after that car, throw myself into the car, grab the brakes, both handbrake and the foot brake, and bring the car safely to a stop. But the moral of that story is, you see, however excited you can get, you must never forget that when you're in
Put your
charge
handbrake on.
of a motor vehicle, it's a very dangerous thing. Exactly. You must do these basic essentials, like put your handbrake on. Although I have to say, currently the motor vehicle I'm driving at the moment hasn't got a working handbrake, which is very difficult when you come to do hill starts. But the good guys at the garage are going to get it fixed any day now, I'm sure. I hope.
Wow.
Oh, dear.
Okay, this brings us on to the Corfu Road Safety Program. We're starting in 2018. No, you seriously. StudioKerkyra will support a road safety program and wearing helmets for bikers. Even if you're on a scooter, even if you're on a quad bike, you should wear a helmet.
Yeah, you should.
Absolutely. They say the number one cause of accidents on the island is quad bikes and people holiday makers on motorcycles falling off simply because they're not wearing crash helmets.
Wasn't Greece thinking about banning quad bikes at one point?
Yeah, something went on there, but I don't know what's happened. Some half say yes, half say no. But I don't think that's the problem. I think quad bikes are not the problem.
No.
I think it's holiday makers coming on the island. Okay, you want to have a good time, you want to do something different than at home.
But you have to be a little bit safer. Yeah.
No, but the point is they're renting a scooter, they're renting a quad bike. And how many of them are driving at home?
Exactly.
Doesn't matter if you're in England now or anywhere else in Europe or in the world for that fact. Drive.
Yeah.
They don't drive a scooter or a quad bike all year at home. Man, quad bike is worse because who got a quad bike? Do you know a quad bike rental in the UK?
No.
No, you don't see them that often.
No.
Austria, Germany, Switzerland, when you go France, Italy, you don't see this many quad bikes. Here in Greece, holidaymakers come, quad bike seems to be a good idea because it's for tires.
But you're not used to the vehicle. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly, that's exactly what I'm saying. You're not used to the quad bike or to the scooter. When you look in the rental-car companies, they're giving you the helmets, but where are they? When you see the holidaymakers, where are they?
That's a very good point, Thomas. There's no instruction, and I've seen people, I'm sure you have, who I don't think have ever sat on a quad bike in their lives, and they're part of a party, but they're left at the back. There's no one supervising them, and I had a very close shave a few months ago.
You had a couple of near misses.
Yes, I was coming up the hill here to Agis Mateus, and there was a party led with a man waving a yellow flag, and there was probably about 20 quad bikes behind him, and most of them were very sensible. But the lady at the back, I don't think she knew what she was doing, bless her. And how I didn't collide with her, I don't know. Fortunately, I was well in, and I slowed down to almost a stop, quite frankly. But had I been going in a normal speed, in the normal position on the road, we would have had a terrible accident. She wasn't even wearing a crash helmet. And I do think that was a little bit lax on behalf of the man waving the yellow flag.
Yeah. Do you think that they should have had somebody at the back?
I do, yes.
Also from the same company?
Yes.
Yeah.
They usually do. I have to say they usually do. They're usually very good.
Yeah.
I think the problem is people have never driven. Majority of people have never driven a quad bike.
Yeah, that's right.
So you don't steer it like a car. You don't drive it like a bike. You have to drive it like a quad bike. So you have to shift your weight a little bit on it. But it is the excitement. Come on, you come onto this beautiful island. You want to explore fauna and flora here. You see the sea. Of course, you get a little bit sun drunk, I call it.
Yeah.
And you get a little bit carried away. You're on holiday. Hey, you work all year hard. You want to come here to let your hair down, to relax, to do things maybe you don't do at home. Who cares? But you're here to have a good time. And then somehow, you forget there's dangers out there, no?
Yeah. So I mean, the roads here are quite challenging in some places.
Very challenging, yes, they are.
But also wonderful in other ways.
Yeah, particularly scenic ways.
Oh, scenic ways, yeah.
But driving, they are an exacting challenge, and made more so, recent storms haven't helped, by potholes.
Yeah.
Some serious potholes develop overnight here. and it's an ongoing battle. There's a bit of road that runs near Benitez, for instance, between Maratica and Benitez, and over the years, half of the side of the road has collapsed, and it's been repaired many, many times. That's a combination of reasons for that, I think.
Yeah.
But certainly around this area here, Agios Pateas, we've just in the last couple of weeks noticed a lot of potholes emerging overnight.
Yeah,
so
this
do
has
take
to do
care.
a little bit with the renewing of the infrastructure. So the government is behind to try to update some of the infrastructure, and they're working hard. So this is where we have the potholes for the water lines at the moment, because they do a replacing job. So it's and they're doing now in the winter. So spring it should be alright before the tourists arrive. But that brings me on to another thing, why there are not this many tourists in the winter. Okay, we will never reach the numbers what we have in the summer here. You can make holiday on Corfu in the winter.
You certainly can.
Yeah.
We know that last year there were many hotels open in Corfu town and private establishments around the island. And a place not far from here had a party of quad bikers in January. I seem to nearly ran into them, if I remember rightly.
You seem to nearly run into quite a few.
It's a beautiful little thing down there. Sorry, man. It's Agios Pateas. It's the Pink Palace. It's open all year round.
Yep.
Ah, yes, the Pink Palace.
The Pink Palace.
You can't miss that, folks.
You cannot miss it, can you?
No.
Oh, brilliant piece of...
It is. And, he's very clever, Wayne, because the position of the building and exactly the right shade of paint at a certain time in the summer months, probably about 7 o'clock in the evening, the hues that come off that building they fill the whole of the valley around Agios Gorgias, and it is the most beautiful sight to behold as you're driving into it. It's quite stunning.
No, I've seen it.
You have.
Yeah.
Good. I'm very glad you have. To answer Thomas's point a minute ago, I think one thing that's holding them back from full power winter tourism is actually the absence of direct flights here. Yes, there's a twice daily service from Athens here, courtesy of very good Aegean Airways, but I have to say, at the moment, there's not many other scheduled flights here coming through the winter months. And one of the reasons for that is, sadly, the lovely little airport at Corfu town is lacking this sophisticated radar that allows you to land safely in all weather.
Oh, is that right?
Yep, and apparently because they haven't got it there yet, and I hear stories that the new owners of the concession of the airport, which is Fraport, based in Germany, as you can imagine, are promising to look into that and try and install this. At the moment, they're relying on Greek-trained, Greek-orientated pilots to manually bring the planes in. I think I was on a scheduled service, so-called scheduled service from EasyJet a couple of years ago, and they failed to land the plane here. The competitor, Ryanair, managed all right, but sadly to myself and my slight annoyance, EasyJet refused to land or have another go. They were diverted to Athens. It was actually Aegean that got me here. So thank you, Aegean, for arriving me safely here on Corfu. And I think the real reason, to be fair to EasyJet, was that the pilot, probably ex-British Airways, didn't know the airport, and didn't want to take a chance, and he moaned on to me about his hours. He was over hours. And, there were 177 people on board this plane, and I was the only one that got up and complained. I don't like complaining, and I was ever so polite, and the cabin manager from EasyJet was absolutely wonderful. She was incredible. But I'm afraid to say the pilot was less so, and he obviously didn't like me complaining. And, yes, he had a point, of course, but if the other airlines can get here, I couldn't see why EasyJet can't. But I take the point about the radar, and I take the point about the Greek expertise pilots, but let's hope Fraport can get this new equipment installed, and then you can all have the chance to fly here from wherever you are in the world, whenever in the world.
Whenever. That'd
Exactly.
be nice, wouldn't it?
Wouldn't it be wonderful? Because there's a fabulous little airport,
It is. It's quite a short one, isn't it?
Very short runway. Unfortunately, at the moment, they can only get in Airbus 320s and Boeing 737s, I believe.
Right.
I don't think anything bigger than that is not possible at the moment.
Not one of the big ones, though.
No. And we also learnt another extraordinary, interesting, useless piece of information while we're talking about the airport.
You mean you did?
I did, yes. Probably courtesy of our erstwhile director, Mr. Thomas Haas. Didn't you say, Thomas, that strangely enough, the land where the back of the runway, which is the public road, the main road into the airport actually, is actually owned by the airport. And because of that, the police can't actually marshal, so the airport staff have to do it themselves. I have to say, I'm mentioning this because there was a day about 2 months ago when I was in a traffic jam because of the planes taking off. The road goes right at the end, and the force of those jets were, oh God, when they put it in reverse thrust, my goodness, it's incredible. The whole road shakes, the whole car shakes, and you'd shake. But if I hadn't have got out of the way, my car would have been completely blown away. It's really quite scary, and it's important that there are marshals, there are people there, because there were ladies just walking around taking photographs, and this man was screaming at her. She wasn't taking any notice, so some man had to tell her boyfriend, who then ran up to her and literally grabbed her, took her away from the scene, and moments later that aeroplane took off and she would have been toast. Terrible.
Wow.
So it's quite dangerous. So although I say it's a lovely, wonderful airport, it's a challenge both in the shortness of the runway, in the absence of the sophisticated all-weather landing and radar. But let's hope they can overcome those challenges.
Hasn't it got a part of it that's been abandoned, or there's a building or something that's...
There's an original terminal. There's a building by the side of the road, which is...
I always thought that looked really lovely.
Oh, it is. It
Looks
needs a
so
little bit of
60s.
renovation, but it's beautiful.
Looks so 60s.
Yes, but it looks really nice. I actually quite like it as a building.
Yes, it's beautiful. It was the first bit of the airport, I think. Tourism, I think, started in the 60s here. Package holidays. And that would have been the terminal that the people then coming would have known. But let's hope they can upgrade the airport and we can have some more scheduled flights during the winter months, because as Thomas said, there's no harm to come here. It's lovely. In fact, last December it may not have been the highest of temperatures, probably.
It was superb. We still had barbecues in December.
Exactly.
I mean, where do you have barbecues in December?
The
Australia.
sunshine,
The sun was
and blue
shining
sky.
about in t-shirts. We had a brilliant barbecue. We had 19 degrees, and that's the middle of December. Of course, now after the heavy weather we had, it's a little bit cooler. But in the end of the day, for walking, for cycling,
I was going to say,
if you want to trek around the island,
it's quite a lot of good
superb
walks.
weather. You can't do any better.
No. The Corfu Trail is uppermost amongst that.
Yeah.
Very popular, quite famous, I believe.
But cycling
And
as well.
cycling, yes, loads of parties go cycling up the mountains. I don't know how they do it, actually.
One serious question: do you think we answered that question? What part of the island is it better to live?
I think that's very
I
hard.
think somebody went off
You can't
tangent
say that.
slightly.
You really can't say that. I think
No.
I think the one thing you have to do is come here, have holiday,
Yep.
Yeah.
Explore
get
as
a
much as
rental
you
car,
can. Yeah.
drive around the island, and explore. You will be surprised. I mean, I'm here now for 5 years. 8 is here for 2 years, but I'm still every time I drive on this island, I see something new. I see something new, beautiful.
Yeah.
It's
when we went up
breathtaking.
to Arillis,
yeah.
and you'd never driven that way before, or
Never
you say?
driven that way. Never driven it. I know Adrian doesn't like navigation systems because they've given him wrong information in the past. But we relied on this navigation system.
Yeah.
She spoke very well.
She was ever so polite.
It was so polite.
Yeah.
But
She was, yeah.
Didn't say make
the
a
mountain
U-turn
road.
now. Oh shit! No, she did actually. Yeah, she did once.
is it? She did. No, she corrected us once
Yeah.
because I
Please
told me
make
to
a
take the
U-turn.
wrong left.
Did I? Sorry, boss.
No, but going through this mountain road,
Yeah.
unbelievable. The views.
It was
How the
extraordinary.
landscape changed.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing about Corfu,
Wow.
because no matter where you drive, you're guaranteed every minute to see something, as Thomas has just said, beautiful. You can't fail.
Definitely not. You can't fail. It really doesn't matter where you go.
No.
But you just have to take the effort, and that brings me to the next thing now quickly. It's this of all-inclusive holidays. How can I go to Greece? I book all-inclusive. I sit in a hotel for 1 or for 2 weeks. I never step outside. I only go from pool, dining room,
Bar,
bath, bar.
pool.
I move in one complex for 2 weeks, and then I go home and said, I've been to Greece.
Yeah. I know what you're saying, but I know that there are friends of mine I know that like to just sit by the pool, get a suntan, have something nice to eat, and entertainment in the evening in the same place. They don't want anything else. They want to just relax, read a book, and sit by the pool. So
And for
I
that
know
you
what you're
fly
saying.
2 hours.
I know what you're saying.
You know what I mean? At least, read your book, relax. Holidays here to enjoy, to relax,
Yeah.
to recharge your batteries, so you go back home and you can work another year for the Ducksman. That's what it is. No? So, in these 2 weeks, okay, I understand it all, but come on. Then I don't fly to Greece. I stay in England, or I stay in Austria. England is beautiful.
And I
I
know.
mean, you have the countryside. You have one of the most amazing countrysides in the world. It's in England.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. Everybody can discuss it. If somebody doesn't agree for me, come talk to me. I explain you. Don't worry. But seriously.
No.
So why do you come here? I read my book. I can read my book at Butlins
I don't know.
on the swimming pool.
I don't know.
Might be a bit noisy, Thomas.
Might be.
I think it's more quiet, or what?
Maybe it's quieter here. Yeah.
Nah, never go into the all-inclusive hotels on
See,
the island.
I've never done.
You know what everybody
all-inclusive.
complains? What everybody complains is the noise of the kids, because it's made for families. For a family, I understand. If I would have a few kids, I want to enjoy. Okay, I book all-inclusive.
Yeah.
And get the hang of making holiday with kids first. Okay, I go all-inclusive. It's easier for me, so I have a little bit of a holiday. That's fine. So, but for somebody who doesn't have kids and goes to all-inclusive and then complains about the noise, that's constant. Also here on Corfu, you can't say it's not, because I witnessed it.
I must admit, I'd never done an all-inclusive. I've always booked my own and gone to see the country for what it is. Yeah.
Exactly. So to answer this question quickly, for what we got in is, take yourself a rent-a-car or take yourself a scooter with helmet, drive around on this island, have a look, get a feel for it. The north is different to the south, like in any other country.
Yeah.
I only can say the south is more traditional.
Yeah.
The north is more tourist. So whatever you like, whatever takes your fancy, your choice. But before you move here, have a good look and see the island a little bit more.
Please do, yes. Just get out and about and see as much of it as you can. And here's another thing that we must remember to say. It's the people. It's not just the geology, the geography, and the natural beauty and all the rest of it, but actually it's the people.
Yeah,
There's something special here with the people. I'm sure of it.
I think there is, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So friendly and just really helpful, and you know, if you're lost or something, then nobody would bat an eyelid about just leaving you to fend for yourself.
Exactly. I've driven off a few cliffs or bridges by now. Olives.
I'm sorry.
Olives.
I'm sorry.
No,
Did you
well,
just
I
say
have.
driven off a cliff?
Not a cliff. That's a slight exaggeration. I drove over a precipice. I have to say. Yes, a precipice. It wasn't a cliff. It was a precipice, and that was probably due to olive oil spilt on the road that I didn't see. That's actually very dangerous when the olives are falling on the road. That's probably the most dangerous time going back to driving on the roads here. It develops which you can't see, a thin film of olive oil, yes, which is as slippery and as disastrous as black ice. It's the same effect as black ice, and it's terrifying. And on one of these occasions, I was going towards Stavros, I believe it was, and it's quite a long incline up of a few bends, and I was not going fast. You can't. I was in third gear, probably went down into second gear. It was a steep left-hander, and I was in second gear, that's right. And
You didn't
the
go
car
first?
just, no, not at all.
Sure? sure?
No, absolutely sure. Less than 20 miles an hour, really not fast.
You sure you didn't go to first?
No. And the car, like aquaplane, it completely went. I had no control of it. I obviously did my best, but it ended up over this precipice. I was very lucky. But to pick up your point, within 5 minutes, people appeared from nowhere.
Yeah.
And this chap, put his head in and helped me get out of the car because he was a bit worried. And 2 minutes after that, a man who lived nearby turned up with a tractor.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
And within quarter of an hour, I mean, I know I held up the coach and the bus and goodness knows what else, but within 10 minutes, or quarter of an hour, I think, the car was out over the precipice and back on the road, and I was on my merry way again.
Yeah.
That's extraordinary. And you know what? A similar thing happened in Scala about 2 years ago when I was reversing out of a place, and I don't know how it happened. I went, the back wheel got lost over this person's bridge, and I ended up with a car sort of sticking up in the air. Terrible. Not one of my better moments. You're probably thinking, what's this guy doing driving? Well, as Wayne said, he told you ages ago, he passed his test a long time ago.
Exactly.
Maybe I need a retest. But
and Wayne, I got the pictures to prove it.
You have? Fabulous. Am I
Thank
going to
you,
get to
Thomas.
see? Am I going to get to see those later?
No, please don't.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
We show it
Fabulous.
tomorrow
I can have a laugh
on
at
the
that.
show tomorrow.
But the awful,
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
the awful thing was that I blocked the hotel entrance, and there were all these guests staying there with their cars,
They wanted to get out.
They phoned a nice, friendly, jolly men at the garage actually, who double up as breakdown men, and they couldn't get there until I think about 8:30 the next morning. It's all happened at 1 o'clock in the morning when I was
dear.
dropping off a guest at this said hotel,
Yeah.
and nice place by the way, lovely people, and they were ever so
Say
lovely,
hello to
actually,
Labbies.
because they should have.
Hello, Labbies.
No, but they could have thrown the book at me. I was blocking this man's guests. All these, I think Germans were there. They wanted to get out. They want freedom. They don't want to be blocked in by some idiot with a car stuck up in the air. But anyway, they suffered that all night.
They had to.
They had to.
They had
and
to
these
suffer it.
jolly guys from the garage turned up and towed the car out the next morning for a small fee, a very reasonable fee. And I'm just thinking, well, I have a lot of problems, but here somehow these problems are not so great a problems. They're more a chance to be solved
By people.
by people. Let me give you a comparison. I did a similar manoeuvre when I was in England. I reversed my then 4x4, which was rather an unpleasant vehicle called something or other. I can't remember it. But anyway, nothing fancy, I can tell you. Blooming old thing. But anyway, we reversed. I was on my own. It was 7 o'clock at night. It was very cold. It was very dark. And it was icy. Snow and ice everywhere. And I reversed out slowly in 4x4. And lo and behold, the back wheel went away from me, sunk into a ditch, because there was a big ditch. I lived on a common, and there was a big ditch, and the car sunk into the ditch. And I tried my best to get that car out. I failed. The point I'm trying to say is that the neighbours all trooped out. There was a whole family of them, and they were about 100, 200 yards away. And they just stood and stared, and then laughed, and then, to my horror, walked back in again. So that's the point I'm trying to make. No one helped me. Now I come here, have these terrible disasters on an almost weekly basis, and lo and behold, someone, somewhere, God bless them, helps me. So that's why I love Corfu, amongst all the other reasons, of course.
Yeah, for sure. This island is special. I can tell you, I had some mishaps, and it was not a problem getting help.
Exactly.
Never ever. Doesn't matter on the last 5 years. It is a more relaxed lifestyle. It is a slower lifestyle, but it makes sense. When you hear long enough, you will find out it makes sense. But it's still community spirit.
Yeah, massive, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really is. It's very much about family and community and friends.
Totally.
Yeah.
The
very
best
much.
things.
Yeah, best things. Things that you need to look after. Yeah.
Yeah. Precious,
That's
really.
how it is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But if you're thinking of coming to Corfu, then do come. I mean, it is a wonderful, wonderful place, and you'll have a warm welcome.
And
Yeah.
I'll tell you something else. There isn't a day that I've been on this wonderful island, and I'm sure Thomas can say the same, and I'm sure you can say the same, Wayne. I haven't had a laugh at something. Sometime throughout the day, the 24-hour period, there's something that will happen on this island in front of me or to my ears or whatever. I will laugh.
Yeah.
It's just fantastic.
Yeah.
You can't beat a good laugh, can you?
No.
And we've had a few of those, haven't we, Thomas?
Oh yes. We
Hello?
did.
Are you there?
Oh, yes, we did. Yeah. No, I'm just laughing.
You're too busy laughing. No, it's a very jolly place.
Yeah. No, you're definitely right. But that brings me on to the next thing of this, and that's made in Corfu. So what we also do with Nightshift is a sequence we call Made in Corfu, and it's all about Adrian.
Oh, well, it's all about showing off the wonderful products and services that are specially made on this island. For instance, you've heard about olive oil, but did you know there's lots of handmade soap, for instance, from olive oil, wonderful wood carvings, and people that we know are turning possibly junk, bits of wood that people have thrown out. I know a guy, for instance, who goes around skips, would you believe, rescuing bits of wood from furniture people have thrown out, and a few weeks later, a little bit of work in his workshop, hey presto, he produces a beautiful new, for instance, plant pot holder, which I haven't got one in front of me, but there is one somewhere in the studio, and it's beautifully crafted, and the extraordinary thing is it's all out of thrown away wood. But it's very handy as well. And he does other things, tables and things, and I think there's a lot of that going on. For instance, I'm sitting here, we're both sitting here talking to you. Okay, we're sitting on a sofa, but beneath the sofa is a handmade seat, which is made out of pallets, would you believe? And that's quite a popular thing now. Actually, there's a shop on the road where Jumbo is. I don't know the name of the road. I just call it Jumbo Road. But on that road, there is this new shop that's opened that's just does nothing else but pallet furniture.
Maybe we could get sponsored by Jumbo.
But it's the ceramics. I mean, there's fantastic ceramic work
Yes.
on the island.
Good point.
There's fantastic leather work on the island. There's so much...
Yes, there's all sorts of different things that are handmade here, isn't there? I mean, as you say,
definitely the wood carvings. I mean, remember the tables Arabia I picked up?
Mm-hmm.
We have here in the studio. That's a Corfu Ep1 carved tables.
Yeah,
that's handmade. So there is a great tradition on the island, and that's what we wanna try to do a show.
Exactly. Yeah.
So if you've got anything that you're making and you'd like to give it a wider audience or to sell, don't hesitate to get in contact with us and perhaps bring it along to the studio. We can screen it and show it and film it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. But there's all sorts of other things, isn't there? Like jewellery and
yes.
What was that?
Oh my God.
There was something else, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it is. Oh, carry on. Sorry, it will come to me.
No, but you're right. There's a lot of jewelry shops. You go to Old Town Corfu, the jewelry shops. The level of quality is high. It's a very good quality.
Yeah.
But not just that. When you look into the clothing, you had a shop, Adrian, where you buy sometimes some funky stuff.
Funky stuff.
I like it. You remember the shop?
I can't remember what shop that is.
Handmade shirts, handmade throws, handmade bags.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Oh, yes. I call it the Afghani shop. It isn't. But it just kind of, you walk in the door and you think, oh, this reminds me of Afghanistan. Not that I've ever been to Afghanistan, but it's certainly got the hint and the flavour of it. And as Thomas says, it has wonderful things like throws and joss sticks and all sorts of curios and beads and jewellery and lovely things actually, and the people there are superb. In fact, actually, the guy who runs that shop, and it right is in the deep heart of Corfu town, frequented a lot by cruise ship passengers in the summer months, but that guy who runs that particular business, he's the guy years ago that said to me, just follow your heart. And those words have turned into me saying, aha, that's why I'm here in Corfu, because my heart is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not just all about this handmade stuff, what is in here. When you really look in, I mean, this island, music.
Oh, God, yeah.
Unbelievable. I have not seen another Greek island so hooked up with music, so many concerts, so many philharmonic orchestras.
Yes, 22,
bands,
I believe.
Choirs here. Unbelievable. What, 22?
Yes, I think somebody tells us there's 22 philharmonics here, which is quite extraordinary.
It's quite extraordinary for an island like Corfu, for sure. But not surprised, birthplace of many things.
Yes.
You look for the history.
Including the very first Greek or Hellenic university was here, the University of Ionia.
Yes.
It's the very first one. which, if you think about it, is quite impressive because Greece, or Hellenic Republic, has given us some amazing thinkers. Socrates, for instance.
I wondered when you'd come up with
when
Socrates.
I'd come round with Socrates.
I wondered how long it would take you.
It's hard to get your head round, I have to say. You have to really give it some effort, but it's incredibly rewarding.
I've got some friends that actually studied Greek philosophy at university, so maybe I should get them to talk to you about
please, yes, I'd love to learn more. Please get them to participate. We would like to do a philosophy spot one day anyway. Why not?
Well, it depends what your philosophy is, doesn't it, really?
Well, just talk about philosophy. I don't mean in the style of Monty Python.
Your philosophy is to talk about philosophy.
Well, people might forget what Socrates might have thought about this, that, and the other, for instance. And one could regurgitate that for a new, wider audience. That was what was in my head.
Yeah,
yes, because these things get lost down the years, don't they?
They do, yes. You were talking about Monty Python. You were thinking about the
philosopher sketching Meaning of Life. Yes, I was.
Yes.
Yeah. Do all philosophers begin with an 8S, isn't it, or something? No, we've digressed again. Actually, we were talking about something really quite important before we went off on Monty Python, weren't we? What was that?
We were talking about Made in Corfu.
Made in Corfu, yes.
But we're talking about music.
Music, the Philharmonics, 22 Philharmonics, yes. Somebody showed me a video the other day, which I thought was quite impressive. It was taken this summer, in August, in a very busy airport foyer, through the main doors. No one was paying any attention. They were far too busy worrying about sadly leaving and making sure they're getting on the right flight and going through customs and all the rest of it, security I should say. But there was this lone drummer, just walked straight in, normal sort of clothes, just drumming away. Nobody paid him any notice. And then about 5 minutes later there was a flautist and maybe someone else.
It was a flash mob.
Ah, that's the term. I didn't know such a thing. And it was quite extraordinary because at the end of it, everybody in the orchestra was playing something or other. And by that time, the whole of the airport foyer, and there were hundreds of tourists, were locked in amazement and enjoyment at this spectacle.
Yeah.
And the applause was thundering at the end, which I thought was great.
Yeah. I've got I had a friend that did a commercial for a well-known airline, which was part of that was a flash mob.
Was it? Quite extraordinary. I didn't know such things happen.
They take ages to rehearse, absolutely ages.
I bet.
Because everybody has to be in their positions at the right time, and just looking nonchalant and everything. It's very clever.
It was well executed, and to me, as not being initiated in such a thing, a tremendous surprise. It's good.
Yeah.
So yes, there are lots of choirs here. We keep hearing about them, and we've actually heard quite a few in this village. And actually, that's the thing, isn't it? When they have their panieres, there's always a choir.
Yes.
That's
it's going on all year. I think all year, especially now before Christmas, they have one concert after another. So there's the Municipal Theatre in Corfu Town. If you walk past, have a look. They have a schedule in there. The Philharmonicas are playing before Christmas again, and that's quite a few of them. I think there is, I think 2 or 3 Philharmonic orchestras who play on different evenings.
Are they going to be doing Christmas tunes?
Probably. It's Christmas.
Way.
So no, it's always something moving on the island. That's what we try to say with winter tourism. There's always something going on. It's not just in the summer; it's also in the winter. And when you come in the winter to relax on the island, where here you can really relax in the winter, you can exploit that.
Yes.
It's fantastic too. Yeah.
Although I suppose if we're very good at encouraging people to come to winter tourism, it won't be so empty. So it won't be so easy.
No, but the old town, beautiful. All the Christmas lights up, all the shops getting ready. And they just spoke about now, why is Black Friday coming up, isn't it? We talk on the next show about that one.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a beautiful little town. I can't say little when I'm getting a problem again. But now Corfu Town at Christmas, beautiful. The whole island at Christmas, beautiful. And you can really meet the real Greeks. That's when the Greeks are not working in tourism, when they have off, when they look after their houses, when they build their stuff, when they look after the olive trees, as example, we spoke about the olive harvest, but where they relax,
but
where they enjoy.
Also
life.
playing music in the evenings, and that's another.
Yeah, definitely. We saw it a couple of days ago, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice. Such a musical kind of island. I mean, everywhere you go, there's always somebody playing an instrument of some sort.
Yeah.
Which I don't think
most
I've
of
ever.
it is spontaneously. Like
Yes.
look at last Saturday. When you go on to StudioKerkyra Facebook page, you can see the clips. Last Saturday, it was just spontaneously singing. The choir of women just started singing, and the best thing for me, when the mayor of Ios Mateos, Achilleus, started to join in.
Yes.
Fantastic.
How brilliant. Where else do you find that?
Where exactly? That's what I was thinking, Thomas. What other mayor? Who? Where's that ever happened? I've never seen that happen before, and it was good. That's bringing the community together.
Everybody is so, I don't know how to say it now, but everybody is so wary of how they present themselves in public and getting so stiff. And you come here and they just don't care. That's me, and you take me how I am. And if not, there's nothing you can do anyway.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, but is the community spirit, is the community feeling is still existing, where in other countries is fading away slowly.
I fear that, Thomas. Yes.
Yeah, but here is still community is still a big part of
life.
A Greek's everyday life.
Yeah.
Exactly how it should be. So we'll move on to the next one. Guys, we still have. We still have 38 minutes. No. We spoke about Corfu. Anything you need to know about Corfu, let us know. If you wanna come here on holiday, you have any questions, write in. It's not inbox. It's Nightshift.
Nightshift.
At StudioKerkyra.com. Join us on the Facebook page or subscribe on our YouTube channel. And the next thing, we're gonna talk at least once a week about it, if not daily. We're gonna see is, and that's down your road, Wayne, definitely. No,
what's
it's
that?
About the animals on the island.
Ah, the animals. Yeah, there's such a. I mean, I could see where Gerald Durrell got all his inspiration from. There's such a huge variety of them.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah.
Pine martens are quite good. I think they're called pine martens. Black furry things that you see at night. Lovely sweet faces.
Do you remember the night we saw so many hedgehogs?
I do, Wayne. Yes, between Halicunas and Agasvateus, we must have, I don't know how. Oh no, Pentati, wasn't it? It was between Halicunas and Pentati. We must have counted about 100.
Yeah, must have been. I think it was mating season.
Yeah, special night for hedgehogs.
I think it was. Yeah.
We didn't run over any, you'll be pleased to know. Well, I avoided all of them.
You were very careful.
It was a bit like Tin Pot Alley, really, but...
It was a little bit.
It was, but we survived. And, we see loads of other things, including owls, some spectacular owls at night.
It's incredible here. It's when you look for the wildlife, it's wow. I mean, we are lucky enough we're living near Halicunas.
Yeah.
We have the Lake Kirosan with the flamingos.
Oh, the flamingos, amazing. Incredible. Yeah.
They are amazing.
But on the other side, what I was thinking, it's not just about the wildlife on the island. Where StudioKerkyra, where we with the program Nightshift want a little help out a little bit, better said, is like in every other country. It's not just in Greece. You got this in Italy. You got this in Spain. You got this in France. You have stray dogs. You have stray cats, and I personally have to say, Corfu as an island deals very well with it. Okay, there can always be things improved, there's no question. But I lived on other Greek islands, but Corfu, you have the feeling, okay, they're trying to do something positive about it.
I must admit, I don't see as many stray dogs here as I have in other places that I've been to.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that has to do, I have to tell you, that has to do mostly because there's the expats from other countries working with Greeks together. There's a lot of expats who work tirelessly every day to save animals, every day to make sure animals can find a home. And that's where we want to step in. We want to support them. We want to show them,
absolutely.
okay, you got an animal what is a stray, and said, okay, I need to find the place. I need to find a forever home.
Yeah.
Contact us. Give us a little description. Send us in a picture. Send us the story with what happened, how you found that dog, that cat, whatever it is. And we give it a little bit of airtime and see what we can do. And at the same time, any questions people have on, okay, I've fallen in love. What's happened? I have somebody sitting here who was not thinking of having a pet for his house, and now he ended up with a cat.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention any names.
I don't know who that is.
But Adrian knows who I'm talking about.
Who that is. Who would that be?
I don't know. Yes, I had to take a cat in because a lady took a cat in. She lived in a village nearby, and she was a Danish lady, I think. And she took this cat in. It was a kitten, and it wasn't very well. And then she suddenly realised that she had to leave the village in Corfu and go back to Denmark. And she didn't know what to do with this poor little ill kitten. So she kind of pleaded and basically told me that if I didn't take it in, the thing would die. Well, couldn't have that on my conscience, and it was a sweet little kitty. Not that I'd ever had a pet cat before or anything, mind you, but
you never had a pet before, did you?
And we took it to the vets a lot, and it had lots of illnesses and worms and all sorts of unpleasant things. But I'm happy to report, year and a half later, actually 2 years later, isn't it? No,
2 years.
I can't remember, a year. 1 year later, yes, that's a year. The thing's enormous. From a tiny little thing, it's become a huge thing. It's about getting on for 5 keys, I should think. God, bloody.
He's quite a big
Eats
lad.
me out of house and home, I should say.
What is his name?
I love him. Well, it's the cat with no name, actually, because I think that the cat should choose its own name, and it's not right to have a name plonked on it, really. And until I hear that name, then it's
from the cat.
From the cat, exactly.
You want the cat to tell you, my name is...
Yes. But that
Ralph.
way, I can call it anything I want, you know? I mean, what I'm in the mood for.
I know.
Affectionate terms, you know. Kitty probably is most likely one, but no, I love the cat actually. It's great, been great company.
Even when it bites you.
Yes, affectionate nibbles, I think
on your
call
toes when you're asleep.
Yes, well that was a bad one. Yes, I have to say I got woken up at 5 a.m. with a cat biting my toe. Would you believe it? He wanted early breakfast at that time. That's a bit rich, I thought, quite frankly. Good job I didn't have to do an early morning shoot for Thomas. Oh, that would have been not very good. I wouldn't have got my eyes open. Or
but
anything
at least you rescued it.
I did. We took it in, and the cat is doing well, as I've just said. Yes.
So I mean, that's the sort of thing that we'd like to get in, isn't it, Thomas? We'd like to,
exactly.
If somebody has, a stray
Man,
dog
there's
or
so
cat.
many people around who you find it on. Grapevine is one of them.
Exactly, yeah.
Jennifer, have a look for Jennifer Garnier. I think, I hope I said this name right. She's very involved with animals. There's Don Dodson, who is very involved in animals. We know her very well. There's so many people who there's the Ark.
Yes.
As example, Adrian, you donated sometimes some money there because you just can't walk past, because in the end of the day you got a heart.
I did indeed, and my aunt left some money in her will, which built dog kennels for a lady up north in Rhoda. I can't remember her name now. And the donkey sanctuary as well is another important thing. But the Ark's a good thing. There's a Dutch lady called Louisa who's very instrumental in that. And actually, there's a near neighbour of mine called Spiridula who lives in this village. She's also got a dog compound and taken in lots of dogs. In fact, there's quite a few dog compounds. The word compound's not very nice, is it? Dog rescue centre, shall we say, that have taken these poor things in, and they're all very healthy now. And yes, we hear them. Certainly make themselves known.
And one thing we have to say, there is a lot of local vets in Corfu Down, all over the island, who, for them, it's not all about money.
No.
So I met a few of these vets where they say, okay, I help because I love animals, I do it. That's why I became a vet.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's very, very rare nowadays.
It is, Thomas.
Man, I got animals myself. You both know I got my zoo And
Your menagerie.
Your zoo,
got my
yes.
zoo. but I met vets where it's not always about the money.
No.
It's about the animal, and that's nice to see. That's why this island is again so special.
Yes.
That's why we say, okay, if we can help, of course we will. So if
We
you
will.
guys you have got a stray, you need help with it, you need advice, or you found on holiday. How many times did this happen, Aid? Does people find on holiday a dog, a cat, they say, I want to take with home.
Yes.
Oh,
quite a
yes.
lot.
That can be organized. That's what we're trying to do now, to help this organization already on the island existing. Yeah, not to open a new one. It's not in the people who dedicate their time to help animals, stray, cats or dog, any kind, to give them shelter, to look after them and try to find a forever home. That's what we want to do. We want to support them. So that's why it's so important. We're going to reach out to different organizations in the next couple of weeks and get some clips, get some stuff together, but also for people in emergencies. You need quick help, you need to plug something. Send us an email, nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com, or you can also use our email address on the website, inbox. I nearly forgot this email address, guys. Inbox@StudioKerkyra.com. No? But send it to Nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com. And don't forget, write us a little story with this. How did you come to this animal? How did you come to rescue this animal? Give us the story. Give us a description and send a picture. Or a little clip. Yeah? Everything helps when people say, and we give it a shout out and see the funniest thing happens. And there's a lot of us who love animals, and if possible, we're going to support.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? When you see an animal in distress, then, I mean, I don't know, your heart breaks, doesn't it?
It does.
It really does. I mean,
Definitely. It is quite distressing. Okay, let me tell the story about my 2 little girls. I mean, I got altogether now 5 dogs, 2 cats, and 17 birds. Wow, I got really full, man. But Lucky, you do know Lucky.
yes.
Yeah. Found her half starved.
Mm.
Yeah. But people immediately say, oh, the Greeks. No, that were not Greeks who left her. I don't want to say nationality, but it were expats from another country who lived here, decided they had to go, and they left her.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, and when we found her, she was severely underweight, skin and bones. Now you both know her. She's happy as Larry. And
she's a waggy
Picture
dog.
of health. Yeah.
she's nearly
She
40
loves
kilos, so sure she's all right, no?
Yeah.
But there's so many stories, and only because it's happened in this country, it doesn't mean that people in this country did it.
No.
Yeah. So we have to get straight on that one. I think there is a lot other thing. Okay. Every rescue animal has his story, and that's what we wanna hear. That's what we wanna.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
hear now from people. What's your story? You got one? Can we help? Can we find that? Can we give advice? So if you need advice, write in to nightshift@StudioKerkyra.com. If you're interested of adopting an animal, get in contact with us, or look again on the grapevine. There's other groups. Just put Corfu on front of it, and you will see how many different Facebook groups are there. Yeah. Well, we will make it a mission to promote some of them. Wayne?
yeah. I will.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, we will.
Now we all together will for sure, including Adrian, we will give our best, of course, there's no question. So that's one part of the show what will soon come up. It's animal rescue section.
Yeah. I mean, that's so important, I think. I'm sorry, but it is really to my own heart. I mean, I've been an animal lover all my life, so, you know.
And it's particularly hard for you, isn't it? Because you've had to...
no, we're not going to go there.
Okay. All right.
I know, I thought we will talk about that, but this is for another day.
Yeah.
That's for another day.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, yeah, Sorry.
So wanna plug the email address again. So if you know an animal in need, if it's a dog, if it's a cat, if it's a bird,
Yeah.
there's organizations. If you don't know what to do with it, send us an email, Nightshift at StudioKerkyra.com. We can probably hook you up with the right people, and with a little bit of effort, maybe we can find some of these beauties a forever home.
That would be good.
So guys, and up for the next part. So we spoke about Greek expats, especially Corfriots.
Yes.
We just mentioned that earlier from, I think this was in Chicago, Adrian, where we got this fantastic message.
Yeah,
when we done
yes.
this live stream.
The tears in the eyes. It could well have been from Chicago.
That's
Yes.
lovely.
It
Yeah,
is, isn't
right.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Heart-rending.
somebody said Chicago has the largest amount of Greek expats.
Is
I
that
don't know
right?
if that's true, but
Could be so. I don't know. to
we
be
are
honest.
interested of hearing also of expats. Corfriots who left the islands to make their life in another country. We would love to hear from them a little. How do you do? How is it working out for you? You still miss your country. What do you miss? And maybe, just maybe, through the power of live stream, we can bring you a little bit from Corfriot Live straight to you.
Coffee at chair.
Yeah, a bit of coffee at cheer, yeah.
A little bit of Corfriot atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's how it is.
Bring it home.
Bring it home.
Mhm.
Okay, and then is upcoming competitions in the next couple of weeks. What we slowly starting, like our takeaway giveaway.
Yeah, I quite. Am I allowed to enter that?
Oh, yeah,
Am I allowed to enter that?
Yeah, if
Is
you
it-
watch
is
the
that all right?
program.
Is that okay? If I watch, I'm
If
going
you
to be
watch the
watching
program.
myself.
I know you're here, no?
Oh yeah. I know. Okay.
But it all goes on messaging in, no? So we will have a little competition going. So somebody of us will throughout the show mention text-free takeaway, and one of you lucky guys will get takeaway delivered.
Yeah.
Okay.
By one of us.
Really?
So when you deliver it, takes a little bit,
we
didn't
deliver
it? From one of us.
If you want your takeaway hot, then don't bother asking me to do
I
it.
was just thinking that.
Oh no.
Or if you don't want it half eaten, of course. That's the other.
Yeah, but that's not just a takeaway giveaways, also for upcoming events on the island. If it's music events, theatrical events, cinema, or other events, events any kind really. Promoters have the opportunity. Go in contact. We plug your event. We make a little bit of wind about it, and as exchange, we would like to have at least a couple of tickets to give away to our viewers and listeners.
That would be good. That would be really good, wouldn't it?
Definitely, definitely. So the show will slowly comes together. Yeah. So slowly, give us a couple of weeks and we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
And the other thing we were going to say about was what was going to be going on within the next few days or so.
Next
or
few
this
days,
week.
we'll see. Yes, there is now on Friday, the 24th of November,
Yeah.
in Corfu Down, is the Ionian Islands Guitar Festival.
Ah.
So, and
It's
yeah,
at
it's
the.
good.
Yeah. It's at the. I'm gonna be awful. This is sorry about this.
It's all right,
really
it's all
bad. Capodistrias.
Capodistrias.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go.
There's always somebody out there to help you out. Philharmonic Band Hall. It's been taken part at. And the
excellent.
admission is free apparently.
So
Always a good one.
admission is free. That's always nice.
That's always nice. Yeah. I like
And that's
that.
again we are when.
Sorry. What was I being volunteered for again?
Where is this place again? The Capodistrias?
Okay.
I said the first part.
Philharmonic Band Hall.
Very good.
I got away with that, I think.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
Otherwise, you can check online. And where can they check online?
Again, that's the I know it's the Corfu paper that's in English.
Yeah, and there's an
Which they
English
do.
version now.
There is an English version.
It's the Island newspaper, Anime Rossi.
There we go.
Yeah,
See,
and they
so
have an
much
English
better than me.
section. So if you go onto Facebook, type in Corfu News, Anime Rossi, and you will find the group. There is in English everything, the latest news and also the latest events. What's going on? What's happening on Corfu?
Yeah. It's good to be able to read a newspaper related to the island that's actually in English. I know I should be learning Greek,
yes,
really.
we should all be speaking fluent Greek. Signo
sorry,
me
but
on
not.
that.
Yes, signo me. Yes, sorry. But it's really good that you can actually read what's going on the island, and it's in English, which is really good. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's actually quite new. So I think it's just a couple of weeks that they started with the English version of the newspaper, and they put it on Facebook, made a Facebook group where all the really well updated Facebook page, and everything about Corfu, latest news and events.
Yeah. You also get a bit of national news on there sometimes as well.
Oh, of course, yeah. So you can up to date. If you really love this island and you're looking to come on holiday, we will have other segments throughout the next week. We start integrating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We're gonna find our feet. We know what we're doing. We are on a mission.
Not like the Blues Brothers.
Not like Blues Brothers.
Oh, well.
They were great.
They were great.
Which one would you be?
I don't know, really. I don't know.
No.
What about you?
Oh, I'd be Penguin.
Oh, would you?
I'd be the Penguin.
Penguin. I'd be the penguin.
That's the Nun.
The Nun?
That's the Nun.
I don't remember the Nun.
Did you not remember the Nun?
It's a long time since I
Oh,
saw
it's
it.
amazing.
But I did
They're
laugh.
sat in the school chairs, and the nun keeps rapping them on the knuckles because they keep, Jake and Elroy. Jake and Elroy, is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
but we're on a mission.
Cool. Okay, guys, before we round the whole thing up, before we finish our first broadcast of a night shift, I have a question for each of you.
Go on, then.
You alright?
Go on.
Are you ready?
No.
Okay. Question. I mean, okay, you're only here for the last 6 months, Wayne, yeah?
Yes.
8 you here
About 2
the
years.
last 2 years.
Yeah.
So, recommendation from each of you. If someone decides to come on holiday, yeah, what should they go? Or one place they should not miss to see.
Ooh.
Adrian.
Gosh, that's so difficult. That's so many. I'd have
I think
to
that's
think
easier
about that.
for Adrian than it is for me, I'm afraid. But yeah,
Well,
go on then.
it's always horses for courses. It depends what floats your boat. It depends what really gets you going, or what you're into, or what you want to do. I mean, obviously, it has to be said that anyone visiting this wonderful island really must see Corfu town, because it's a wonderful example of ancient Venetian architecture, steeped in history. And it's just, there's something, an ambience about the place when you're walking on the cobbled streets, or the flagstone streets, I should say. There's something really quite uplifting, beautiful. Although I would stress, if it's wet, take extra care and try and avoid wearing sandals. You could have a little slippage. That's happened a few times to myself and others. But as long as you've got good footwear in the wet, it's fine. But Corfu town has something for everybody. There's 2 forts there, lots of museums, good walks, fabulous shops and cafes and tavernas and cafe society, if you like, I suppose. Oh, and you're bound to see a Philharmonic orchestra or two sometime. Buses go from Corfu town the whole of the island. I think Mon Repos, walking around, that's just outside of Corfu town, is another place. It's beautiful to walk round the grounds, fabulous views. The house in the centre was where the Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, was born 92 or 3 years ago. I can't remember actually. No, more than that, isn't it? 96? Yes. Congratulations on his 70th wedding anniversary today, I believe. But anyway, he was only there till about 5 years of age, I think. But the place, Mon Repos, is worth a look. I would say, though, in answer to that question, in all honesty, if you can afford it, try and hire a car and then take it into your own hands and just go for a drive. Because I guarantee you, within 10 minutes, you will see something beautiful, or less than that. In fact, I challenge you. I challenge you to get back on the inbox at the Nightshift here at StudioKerkyra and tell me within 10 minutes of driving, or indeed on a bus or coach, you won't see something beautiful and amazing, because I'm sure you will. And if you don't, get back to me. Give it to me in the ear. I'll take it on the chin. I'll convince you that you will see beauty on this island. I think it's very hard for me to pinpoint one place, really, because everywhere is beautiful and it depends on your personal taste. But I would just quickly say Corfu town and try and get in a vehicle and see as much as you can, really.
Yeah, I mean...
And you?
Well, as I say, for me it's a little bit harder, isn't it? Because I haven't been here as long and I don't drive. So, but I would say that I still love Pentati in its own way. With there's a beautiful little bay which you can go swimming in, which is just so quiet. I mean, it's off the beaten track, and that's the thing. I think it is off the beaten track, and it's a tiny little beach, but it's so beautiful. You know, the water is clear, and on a good day, I know that on some days it can have a lot of seaweed
I think
and
the
leaves.
very one day that I went there,
one day
wading through all, necking it, I was.
in seaweed.
Dry, dead seaweed. Yes,
but I think that kind of place is very beautiful. But there are so many different places that I haven't explored and haven't seen yet, but I'm looking forward to.
Absolutely.
Really looking forward to.
What would your answer be, Thomas?
Sorry?
What would your answer to that question be?
I was thinking that it's coming. Yeah, of course you're passing it back.
Yes.
No, for me the place on there is actually anywhere they serve Greek food.
So you got quite a wide variety there.
Seriously, there's so many places. Anywhere food and local drink. We're talking now wine, Greek classy, even beer here on the island.
Yeah.
The microbreweries on the island. No? But no, the Greek food. Anywhere that excites me every time.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter where I go on the island. Every time is something new. Every time it's something special, like Adrian would say.
Yeah.
And you're right, Adrian. With your word special, you're completely right. I think that's my thing. Anywhere with Greek traditional food and drink, I'm happy.
I was going to mention a taverna, actually.
Yes, I know the very one. Let's mention it, because if you want organic, real, genuine Greek cuisine,
then
know
go
the
to
place.
Angela's Taverna in Pentati.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Host of Makis, who is just an amazing man.
Yeah, totally. What a magician with food.
Oh, how well put, Wayne. Exactly. That's
It's
exactly
the passion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, it's the passion. When you see him cook, when you see he's always smiling. It's the passion, but it's not just him. There is near Halikunas, where it's fantastic. When you go Alanaki, when you go down Spiros Taverna.
Oh, best seafood prawns there. Whoa, blimey.
Yeah.
It's
there are
the
lots
variety
of
on the island of the food and the Italian influence.
Yeah.
Makes a little different.
Yeah.
We all have our favourites, though, don't we? And we keep. The more you go to, the more favourites you get.
You do. I, in particular, funnily enough, no, I'm a spaghetti bolognese.
Oh, yes, you're the spag bowl monster, aren't you?
Spag bowl monster.
More about that later in the week, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe.
Oh, that will be then good for next year's challenge on the 5th and 6th of August here in Ios Mateus, when everybody moves up to the mountain.
How much spaghetti bolognese can we eat?
Oh. So I think Adrian Wayne just signed him up himself
Oh.
to this one.
That's the big mountain, isn't it, up to the monastery? Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, but there's pasta on top.
There's a what?
Pasta on top.
Pasta. Oh, I'll make it. It's fine.
I make it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. I think so far so good. No?
Well, we're still here. Has anyone phoned in to complain yet? Have we lost our licence yet?
I haven't looked at the emails, to be honest.
Ah.
No. Everything is good. Everybody's happy. No complaints. There was still nobody run in, so now everybody's fine. So I think we made that. And as promised, it will be more refined soon.
We just want to share with you our infectious enthusiasm for this wonderful island, because it really is, and people have said the words, but it truly is special, best. I mean, you see, I'm still excited now about it since 206. And I get more excited as the days and months go by.
Fabulous.
How strange is that on this island, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not something you say after 5, 6, 7 years. Yeah, it's all right. It becomes more. That feeling just starts growing, and
that's right,
the
Thomas.
longer you're here, the more you feel like home.
And that's quite unusual, isn't it? Because you can get tired of a place. You can go back to the same place every year, and you get, it's not again. But you don't get that here. Well, I don't. And the thing is to go out and see as much of it as you
Exactly.
can. And I still make that challenge. You go out for 10 minutes and tell me you haven't seen something beautiful, and I'll give you a free pizza. How about that then? The bet's on me. The first challenge of the night shift is you 10 minutes drive or bus or coach and you can't see something beautiful. Then I'll give you a free pizza. I won't make it myself, obviously. I'll get it from a Johnny Good pizzeria.
For God's sake, don't get him to make it for you.
I do a beef casserole. That's not bad. And a chili. I do a mean chili, by the way. Quite hot, obviously. Roast chicken. I roast the odd chicken. Not good for vegetarians,
I love it.
though. But,
I'm loving it. We broadcast from Corfu. We're talking about chili and pizza.
Yeah. I tell you something, guys. Here's a secret of the night shift. We do end up talking a lot about food.
We do, don't we?
We do. We always come back to food.
Always come back to food.
Here's another challenge I'm going to give you, our erstwhile listeners and viewers, a chance to participate in. If someone could come up, perhaps to present to us, a perfect, ideal veggie burger. I'd like to try that because we're talking about meat, and let's hear it for the vegetarians. I've yet to have a really good, satisfying veggie burger. I don't believe no such exists. I'm sure they do. And I was thinking this the other day. Why don't the big burger chains invest some of their big profits into making the very best veggie burger?
I think some of the chains might argue that they do already.
Really? Do they?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, bring me one. I'll give you a full report then.
I'm pretty sure they do.
Do they?
Yeah.
And they're really as good as the real,
Well.
No, that's what I mean. No, I'm not just talking about any veggie burger. I'm challenging someone to come here with a veggie burger that is more tasty, more satisfying, more fulfilling than a meat burger.
Right, okay. Well, yeah.
Surprise me. Amaze me. I'm up for it.
I'm sure somebody will come forth with one.
Brilliant.
That'd be good.
Yeah. I like cheese, tomato sauce, and a bit of gherkin on there.
My God!
Just so you know.
Just so you know. That's what I'd like. And I'd like it delivered in a box.
Look, excuse me, everybody. We don't take ourselves too seriously. We're only joshing with you. But the food here is absolutely amazing. And another thing that we should say is that most taverners and eateries seem to have their own little house special. which is quite extraordinary. And here's another tip for you. If you order a cleftico, shall we say, a lamb cleftico, which is a very nice meat dish, the thief's meat, it means, the translation apparently. Long story, we'll tell you about that another time. But if you go to Taverna A and have a lamb cleftico, and you went to Taverna B a long way away in the same island, it wouldn't be the same, you know. The two dishes would be completely and utterly different. In fact, the only thing connecting the two is the name. So that always strikes me as odd. But I think it's rather nice to think that everybody has their own take and version of the thing.
Well,
that's great.
That's the same in most cooking, though, isn't it? Surely.
Well, I don't know, because I'm highlighting this cleftico because I really mean there is an enormous difference.
Okay.
It's the family recipe.
Huge difference.
Yeah, each family has a different recipe.
Yeah. That's what I thought. I mean, it'd be passed down from generation to generation. You put this ingredient in to make it a little bit more.
But they're so different that you wouldn't think that they were called cleftico, if you know what I mean.
Right,
it'd be like lamb something else.
Okay. Right.
I'll give you a few examples as we go through the night shifts.
All right, okay.
I'll share you those stories.
Are you going to bring us samples?
Can't do that, I'm afraid. No,
okay.
a little bit beyond.
We're going to manage something. So, gentlemen, I think for today's show we reached the end. Fantastic talking to you guys. I think slowly we the viewer can make sense of what we're doing.
But don't forget, we really want to hear from you and all your suggestions, all your news and all your stories. Wherever you are in the world, don't hesitate to contact us, please.
Please do. Yeah, indeed.
So, I think that's it for today. If there's any questions, you guys got the email address nightshift@studiokerkyra.com. And for anything else with the animals, what we spoke, please let us know. And we're looking